Yeah, so good evening all. Welcome to the weekly session of the WHYNOTIAM community. And today's session is a continuation of previous session of Ashish, which is a IGA series which Ashish is conducting. And thank you so much, Ashish, for taking this series and welcome to the WHYNOTIAM community. And thank you so much for contributing to the community. And for newbies, Ashish, please give your brief intro and we can start.
Okay. So, I mean, intro so you can give, I suppose, but I mean, okay, let me take care of it.
Yes, just a short intro for newbies, right?
Yeah. So, okay, no problem. Okay, hello everyone. Myself Ashish Gupta, and I'm the today's speaker on this particular topic of IGA, and this is the third session on IGA which I have taken. Two sessions are already being taken. The first one was IGA and IGA basics. The second session was the IGA core capabilities. And today, the third session, we are going to continue on the core capabilities of IGA. This is regarding the session. As far as my personal and professional things are concerned, I'm working as a uh, principal consultant in one of the company in Bangalore, and I have close to 2 decades of experience in identity and access management, in which I started my career from the quality assurance point of view, moved to the project manager, worked on couple of products on identity management, access management, privilege access management, IGA, multi-factor authentication, and some part of SIEM tool, which is known as Sentinel and ArcSight. So altogether, worked upon all these products and worked on all sort of roles and responsibilities, whether it is quality assurance to the project management, whether it is pre-sales, whether it is go-to-market team, whether it is a client-facing role, whether it is consultant or whatsoever you can take any further. Okay, so I have played all these roles. As of now, I'm working as a principal consultant, and I think this is my short and crisp info regarding my background. Uh, shall we begin, or do we have any other query to be answered before that?
Yes, Ashish, we can begin.
Okay, so please let me know how many are the new people joined today and they were not part of the previous sessions of IGA, like IGA basics and IGA core capabilities. You have a react option, I suppose, by which you can let us know those who are new to the session. Venkatesh Reddy, Tejas, Madhu, Manjunath, anybody else? Nitish, Nirmal. Okay, so repeaters are more, looks like. There are hardly 5, 6 members who are new. Okay, so let me just cover up from the previous session. Let me just give you the brief info about the previous session and then we will take up the new session today. I hope it is good. So let me just share my screen and someone please confirm whether my screen is visible or not. Anybody can confirm that?
Yes, Ashish, your screen is visible.
Okay, so before we start, we have taken IGA core capabilities. Let me reshare my screen. So this was the very first session which we have taken on 22nd of June 2025, in which we were talking about what is the role of IGA in context of IAM. We have covered up in that what is the governance, what are the key elements in the governance, what is misconceptions about IGA, and after understanding what is governance, we have moved into IGA altogether, identity and governance. Okay. What are the major components comes and plays the role as far as IGA is concerned, and at which areas IGA fits in. What all the different IAM pillars are, and what are the different core capabilities of IGA is. So after this, we started, the core capabilities of IGA in the next session. The next session was scheduled on, just a sec, let me share my screen again. Okay, so this was taken care in the second session, where we were talking about, just a second guys, so many windows are open here. I just wanted to get rid of those. Okay, so this is the second session where we have taken the recap of that previous session, and we started with the different core capabilities of IGA. On the left hand side, you can see that the integration is number one priority, which is required IGA to function. Identity lifecycle management, role-based access control, policy-based access control. So this was covered till here in the session number 2. The session number 3, which is today, I am going to take care of access request and approvals. Along with that, access certifications and the reviews. So the last session will cover up the separation of duties and the risk calculation and how the audit and reporting happens in IGA. So in the last session, we have covered up not only the integration, that how we should connect to the HRMS, Active Directory and the cloud applications, and why it is important to first of all integrate to these particular business applications so that we have the user data available into the IGA as well as application data available into the IGA to function. How does JML works as far as IGA is concerned? That is what also covered up in the previous session. Those who missed it, and in case they wanted to go through with that, they can connect with Kishore, and Kishore will be able to tell you where is that recorded video available on the YouTube. We have also covered in the previous session role-based access control and the policy-based access control, how it basically works. So these are the glimpses of the previous session, how this JML works in IGA. The typical systems which are supposed to be integrated as far as the birthright access is concerned. In case of a joining, new user joins in, it could be your HR system, it could be any Workday, SAP or Oracle HCM. These are some of the examples of HR system. As far as your email address is concerned, it could be Active Directory, Azure AD, or anything else. The SaaS-based applications like Salesforce, Office 365, ServiceNow, those can be integrated. and any of the ITSM tool in case a new joiner is not able to connect to any of the application, or they are facing some hardware issue or software issue or maybe some other network issue. So these are some of the birthright access to be given as far as the new joiner is concerned. Similarly, mover, in case of a movement happens, how we should take out the previous accesses and assign the new accesses. Similarly, as far as the exit is concerned, in case of a employee has resigned or they are getting terminated or they are getting retired, so how we should take all the accesses back on the last working day. So these are a couple of the use cases, how they are working, how they should basically work when we are using IG. We have also talked about RBAC, role-based access control. We have given the exact definition. We have also told how it basically works, what all the key components required, what all IGA supports in this, and the use case. We have also discussed about policy-based access control, all the attribute-based access control. Again, definition, how it basically works, and the scenario. So scenario, you can just go through. I think, Kishore, are these PPTs also available for reference to the joiners?
So we can make them available, I think, on the Google Drive, Ashish.
Okay, so
But
let's,
anyways, the video will be on the YouTube, right? So they can see the.
yeah, that is also correct. But let's connect, after this session,
Mhm, mhm.
and let us see how we can make this also to be available.
Okay, sure.
Thanks.
So,
So today we are going to, talk about what all this access request and access approval in IGA. When we say access request, it means somebody who is into the system already, they do not have the access, and that is why they wanted to raise a request for access. Let's suppose you are working in the finance department, you are not having certain rights on looking at the audited reports. So what you should do, you should request for that particular access. So a user initiated action to gain access to resources such as application, roles, or entitlements, this is called access request in IGA. Here we are talking about three type of different request. It could be gaining access on the application, gaining access to the roles, gaining access to the entitlements. So these are the three different scenarios we are talking about. How someone can initiate using IGA. So in IGA, there is something called self-service portal via the self-service portal in the IGA tool. In IGA tool, there is a self-service portal. By a user can go over there, use that self-service portal. All the listed entitlements will be available, roles will be available, and the applications will be available. And this is coming from where? This is coming right from the first part where we were talking about the integration. I hope you remember I was talking about the integration, the very first. Let me reshare my screen. Let me share the entire screen rather. Entire screen is better. So here we were talking about integration. You can see over here integration. So how this is available to the user? Because of the integration is done. So with the integration, we know how many type of entitlements are available, what all different applications are available, as we are connected to the HRMS system also, so we know how many type of users are available. So using that, a user can go to the self-service portal based on his or her account and the permission. in self-service portal, those options will be available. In case user does not have those accesses, they can request for that. This is one way. Second way, a manager or an help desk user can raise a ticket on behalf of the employee or the contractor. So let's suppose you do not have the access to go to the self-service portal itself. So how you can get that access request done? So you can reach out to your manager or you can reach out to the help desk. They will be having the access, right? So on behalf of yourself, they will raise a ticket and ticket will go into the queue for the approval. The third way, that it can be automatically initiated during the onboarding or the role change in case someone is doing it within the organization. What does that mean? Automatically during onboarding. So when someone onboards, and let's suppose that person is going to work on a SAP module, and birthright access does not provide the SAP, access to the user. So what can be done using the policy? We can write a policy and initiate that particular access request at the time of onboarding itself. This is one way. Second, in case you are already part of the organization, but now you are moving to a SAP team. You are working in a, let's suppose, Salesforce team. Now you are moving to SAP team. So in SAP team, you obviously you will not have the access. So at that time, when you are moving within the organization, we can write up a policy that in case someone is working on a Salesforce and wants to move to the SAP, so a policy has to be triggered. So these are the three typical ways by which a person or an employee or a contractor can initiate the access request. Any questions till now here? Any questions, guys?
No, not now.
I would be happy in case we have this interactive session. Please stop me whenever you feel that there is some query or there is some understanding needs to be corrected. Okay, so we know what is access request. We know how it is getting initiated in IGA. So what are the features we are having for this access request? Catalog driven UI. So what does this mean? Users select from a list of approved roles or the apps. So based on your own permission into the IGA, so you will be first of all logging into IGA. So based upon your access, authentication and authorization, you will see that in the list there are approved roles and approved applications already coming up for you. So this is called catalog driven UI. And in case you wanted to make some sort of a justification also, so justification fields are also available which are required for the auditability. Smart suggestions are also available based on your peer access or the job roles. So these are another feature which are available into the IGA tools. Let's suppose you are working in SAP team and you got a new role into the organization. You are raising a request, and the moment you logged in into IGA will have their own automation and understanding that okay, someone who is already part of SAP team, they require these accesses. So as part of your smart suggestions, IGA can provide you these particular options by default. So based upon that, you can click on whatever is required and create an access request. When you create a request, each request is also evaluated for the potential risk, that who is the user, what kind of an access he wants, what particular application he wants, what kind of a role he is asking for. So based on that, your risk score can be generated. And this will be again further used for the upcoming session, which I am going to take next time. So risk scoring and the calculation will be covered up in the next session. So these are some of the features about the access request. I hope access request is clear.
Yes, Ashish.
Can someone tell me how it is different from IAM or identity management access request versus IGA request?
Based on the policies, especially like the limitations.
Mhm.
Uh, there will be certain limitations for like specific user and like uh, manager have different kind of access and like maybe the new joining have different kind of access. So based on the IGA, so based on that only like the approvals are like assigned to each individual user. So that's what I understood.
That is one part which is correct, which you told me that within IGA, what kind of an authentication authorization you yourself have, based upon that, you can raise the request. In case your manager might have a better view, better, visibility of the other entitlements, applications, and roles, versus you might be having lesser access of the application, lesser access of the roles, and the lesser access on the entitlements. So I hope access request is clear. Now let's come to the approval models of the access request. Now you yourself has created a request for getting an access. Now within IGA, what happens? It is a queue. It is a queue. You yourself can raise an access request. I can also raise an access request. Kishore can also raise an access request. So how it basically goes? It goes in a queue and it goes to a further approvals. Those approvals could be single approval. Those could be multi approvals based upon the business needs and based upon the criticality of the request. So some of the options, some of the models of the approvals are listed on the right hand side, like number one is the manager approval. Users, the moment someone creates an access request, the very default approval model can be applied is user manager approves the access based on the business need. So first of all, manager has to approve. He or she needs to first of all and get an understanding that why you need this, whether it is aligned with your business need, whether it is aligned with your role, whether it is aligned with your outcomes, whether it is aligned with your KPIs, whether you need an access or not. So they themselves can decide it, and or mutually they can decide it, and based upon that the further approvals can be taken, or if it is just a one approval, it could be rejected or it could be agreed basically. Another type of approval model is role owner approval. Owner of the requested role. Now let's suppose you are asking for a admin role on the one of the administrator role on one of the Windows server where you do not have the access. Now who is the owner of that particular Windows server? So there will be some IT team, network team, or operations team who will be having the total ownership of that particular Windows server, or maybe multiple Windows server. But you wanted to connect and you wanted an administration role. So role owner approval is required. So the request will go to that particular team, and once they approve it, then only you will be elevated to get that particular access. This is for role. Now, similarly, in case you want an application access, so the approval goes to the application owners. Specific application admins, they can approve the access or they can deny the access. Similarly, we can have the SOD checks, segregation of duties. So segregation of duties and the risk score is the next session. So in case it feels enthusiastic to you, please join the next session. We will be covering the risk score and SOD in that in detail. So SOD check also can be done. So there could be SOD approval also. So segregation of duties. You yourself cannot raise the invoice into the system, and you yourself cannot approve that. So this is one of the segregation of duties. Okay, so you yourself cannot ask for the leaves, and you yourself cannot approve or reject the leaves. So this is another segregation of duties. Somebody will be able to do the apply for the leave, but someone else has to approve it. So this is what SOD is. So SOD checks can be done, and the multi type of level approval can be done, like in the combination, like manager role, manager application plus SOD. So all these combinations also can be done for the approvals. Once the approval is done, then it goes to the access management to provide you the access. So here what we are doing it, first of all, we are doing the governance, whether you require this access or not, why you need it, what you are going to do, what kind of a role you are going to get, on what type of application you are going to get, whether it is as per the SOD policy of the organization or not. So we are doing the governance first, and later part is basically when you get the access. Earlier what we used to be done, that first of all we give the access and then do the governance. So in audit, that is why most of the company fails, that they first of all provide the access and then do the governance. But it has to be opposite. Governance has to be done first, then provide the access. I hope it is clear.
Yes, Ashish.
How many of we have seen a movie called Sholay? There is, I mean, I want this session to be, little conservative kind of thing. I mean, we should talk. I mean, whether you know things, whether you don't know things, whether it is getting clear, not clear, please unmute. Are we able to understand what is access review and what is access approval?
I
Yes,
got the
Ashish.
access approval, like the other one I missed, like the voice, like
The access review?
okay, yeah, I got it. So both.
Okay. Anybody else has any question?
Yeah,
No.
Ashish, like some companies they follow governance team, which will be a separate tower, right? And the approval team will be in a separate team, and no, who is provisioning the access, like IDP or maybe uh, the IAM team will be the separate, right? So in that case, how we will governance comes, like if there is a separate team who handles the governance things.
So, I mean, that is how it should be. According to me, that governance team has to be different
Yeah.
because they look at the compliance and the standards to be followed. The IAM team, who is actually supposed to give you the, onboarding done and the access provisioning done, I mean, this team has to be different. As far as communication is concerned, the IGA manages this notification. So the moment you raise a request, let's suppose, within IGA tool, so IGA tool will know automatically that who is your manager, who is your manager. So IGA sends a email or a alert notification to your manager that someone has created an access request ticket in IGA. Now you are supposed to review that, and based upon the approval or the multi-level approvals, your action is needed. And that is where I said on the screen, if you look, integration is very much important. This integration requires connection with HRMS, Active Directory, cloud apps, or to sync the user data and the permission entitlement from the connected applications. So how would IGA know that who is your manager? We need to sync the user's data. The moment we sync the user data, you will be synced, you will be synced with or linked with your one of your manager. So you will be having a attribute called reporting to. Correct? You will be having an attribute in the user attributes that reporting to whom. Then That field will be having the further details that you are reporting to, let's suppose employee ID 4948. Who is 4948? He is the manager of this particular employee. What is his email address? What is his mobile number? All those things will be fetched from there. And that is when I say integration is very much important to IGA to function. I hope I answered.
Yep. Thank you.
Ashish, do you mind if I ask you a question here? So,
No.
uh, so I have a background of DevOps, like administration and all those. So, like to get into completely on the IAM side, like I mean, like I didn't work on the IAM completely, but like the only thing is like I was touching the Azure side and all those previously. So, just want to ask, like, what is the way I can like make myself better on the IAM side? Short.
Okay. So this question is not from IGA point of view. This is coming from IAM point of view, right?
Yes.
Okay. So IAM is basically ocean. Okay.
Yes.
In the ocean, right now you are at the shore.
Yes.
So you have to first of all come into the water. It means you are supposed to go to a beach first of all. Okay. So I mean, do not take literal meaning of it.
No,
So
no, 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 no. I'm just trying to get into it. So no worries. So go ahead,
so
please.
first of all, you have to come into the water. So
Okay.
which water you wanted to come in IAM, whether it is identity management, whether it is access management, whether it is IGA, whether it is SSO, whether it is your multi-factor
Public.
authentication. What I mean, what is your core area which makes you feel that I should be part of into IAM?
Okay.
So
Okay.
from this, you have to make it first of all, what is your
Okay.
priority order,
Okay.
and then connect with me on a personal, email address, or maybe on a phone number. We can share each other with you,
Sure.
and then I can guide you that how you should go ahead into the IAM journey, where you have
Oh,
to start from step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, step number 4.
got you. Okay. Okay.
But it is not a straightforward, some sort of mechanism which is written in the book that you just follow this, you will be the master of IAM within 1 month. No.
No, 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 no. I didn't mean it. So I just want to make sure, like, yeah, how much I'm into. So the way you explained just now, so I got it where I stand. So, like, yeah, as you said, like, I literally stand on the shore. So, yeah. So,
Sure.
thank
Okay, so I think there is no further question on access request and access approvals. Okay, then let me move to the next slide. Now we are coming with access reviews. Now let me ask a question first of all. What is access review?
Yeah, Ashish, Sushil here. So in access review, we can check where the request has been routed, and if it is got terminated, then we can check the details about why request means how it got terminated, or if someone rejected that request, that also details we can see in the access review.
Okay, so
And that's
that is what you are talking about from the workflow point of view.
Uh, and from my point of view, the access review means like, let's say user raised a request. So we just want to make sure like where exactly this person have the access, like to like at what point he can access, like all his role, what is related to, and how much information he is able to access, and what is the limitation he got, and whether we have to give the approval for the next or like there itself. So that's my view. Thank you.
Okay, who
From my
else?
point, yeah, certification, which we say like identity governance, like where we periodically check the access review and to reduce the digital identity restriction, right? So that is very much needed.
Okay, What else? Who else?
Sir, in general terms, what we understood over here is, so let us suppose I'm working with an identity and access management as an level 1 team, right? And all of a sudden I can raise a service request for a user. We received a request that he is looking for an access on server. That is a privilege access, right?
Mhm.
So privilege access, we have a security team wherein we place a request stating that we received a service request. The user is asking for a access on the server. So that approval team or the team which work for an access approval, they will review the ticket, whether the ticket was raised genuinely, whether this person has to be given this role or this access. If the role and the access is given to this person, will it be, means if it is not, it means it's not a security breach what he is asking for. When all this type of means steps has been up checked and they feel like, okay, this is the genuine person, he needs an access for their daily work, then only the approval team approve it, otherwise it will deny.
Okay. Anybody else?
So, hi Ashish. As per
Hi.
my understanding, yeah, access review means auditing a user's access, what he currently has, and if he actually requires that access, maybe he
Mm-hmm.
got that access for performing a particular task and his task is done, so we can remove that access if it's a
Mm-hmm.
privileged one and he no longer needs it.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. So to answer that, let me just take a very uh, connected example of our lives. I hope we all are married. If not, uh, we will be married soon. We will be having kids. Kids will be going to the schools. And in schools, there used to be unit test, quarterly test, half yearly test, or half yearly exams, and the yearly exams. Isn't it? Are we
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So this access review is something like that only. Review the access what you have. Review the accesses what you have in the system. This is what is access review. And you can take it like an example I've given, unit test versus quarterly exam versus and 6 months exam, half yearly exams, and yearly exam. So this tells you whether you are right, wrong, pass, or fail. In case the result comes as pass, it means your access review is in green. If you fail, it means there is some violation is done while giving the access. Who has given the access? Who has approved it? This is number one. Now you have this access. It means you are in the red zone. Somebody has to correct it. This is what it's the meaning of access review for me. So I don't try to make it very fashionable words and all those. I try to connect it with the simple things. Somebody asked this question in an interview, what is access review? Simple, review the access what you have in the system. And someone takes an example, asks for an example, you can straight away give this as an example. A process of reviewing the user access right to the system or into the application and the data to ensure they are appropriate based on the user's current role and responsibility. This is what the access review is. Very crisp, very clear.
Yeah, Ashish, just means it is just like a verification of your user access rights.
It is
Can you?
the verification. Yes, it is the, it is the process of verifying whether you have the right access into the system or into the application, or you are having the right roles. And we should have the data to ensure that they are based upon your current role and responsibilities. If not, it means you are having excess of the rights, excesses rights, or the lesser rights. So this access review as an activity will tell the auditors or will tell the business owners or will tell the application owners that whether someone is having an extra right or they are having some less rights.
Okay.
I hope I'm clear, guys. If you're not able to understand this, please make sure you ask me a question.
So
This
how
access
they analyze that the person, let us this person has an means more access what they required, or the other guy has a less access when the person has an less access. There are some checklist that these auditors are checking on, right?
great question. So for this, there are policies to be written, access review policies are to be written, and this can be applied on each and every department.
Mm-hmm.
Let's suppose I wanted to review all the accesses in the finance department. So I will write a policy that who all should be part of this particular policy, all the finance department people. All the finance department people means department will be equal to finance. Which all users which are tagged into the department finance, whether they are managers, yes, whether they are senior managers, yes, whether they are normal employees, yes, whether they are contractors, yes, whether they are accountant, yes, all these things I will make it. Then I will run it, that particular policy, and tell me each and every user what accesses they have into the system. So the report will come, it will tell accountant is having the audit reports access. Accountant is having audit report access. Whether
Mm-hmm.
he or she should have it or not, that organization has to decide. But
That
according to
based
me,
on the policy, yeah,
but
what they
according to
define.
me, accountant should not have an access on the audit report, right?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, if I run this particular access review policy on the engineering team, a project manager should not have access on DevOps or should not have access on Salesforce, right? Because there the license is coming into picture where technically project manager is not doing anything. It is just bird eye view he is having. So I don't think that the access is required or the heavy access is required on the Salesforce. So all these things comes as part of the policy and the policy report. This is how we do it. I'm coming to that. What are the key aspects when we do access review? It is typically initiated by IGA tools, whether you use SailPoint, Savient, One Identity. These are the top tools which are available into the market as far as IGA capabilities are concerned. There are several others also, but I have picked a couple of them. This access review can be manual or automated. When I say manual, you yourself can write a policy upfront and execute it, or you can have the automation done that, okay, I have already written a policy. This will be triggered after every month on first of, every first of the next month. It will be reviewed by the managers, application owners, or the compliance teams. So they will be having the review done. It can be triggered on a periodically basis, like quarterly, or due to events like role change. Somebody's role is getting changed, that time it can be triggered. Somebody is changing the project or the project is ending. So at that time also we can initiate. So these are the key aspect of access review. So when I've taken example of unit test, so when I was typing this quarterly and all, so that connected me to the particular school related exams, whether you are pass or fail. If you are pass, it means your access review is done properly. If you are fail, it means access review, there is some violation, it is being done. Now this has to be corrected. This is what the IGA is supposed to do. Now this ensures users don't have excessive rights or the unnecessary accesses. which can pose security risk or compliance violation. This is what the objective of the access review is. Now again, majorly on a three type of access reviews can be done. It could be based on your manager, application based, or the entitlement based. Entitlements are nothing but they are called as permissions. What permissions you have, based upon that a review can be done. Application, what accesses you have on the application, that can be done. Which all applications are you are having access, you can be done. Or managers reviews your list of all the direct reports or reportees, basically, that who is having access on what. So typically access review, this is what is access review is. I am happy to answer any question. Please let me know whether I am able to explain it and you are able to understand it. You can give me thumb or whatever it may be so that I can understand it. Guys, please let me know. So far clear, I suppose?
Yeah.
Yes, Ashish.
Yes.
Great. So thumbs are coming up. Actually, this also ensures that we are listening. Okay. So I do the governance in between the session as well. Okay. So now let's move on to the last topic of today. Again, it will not take much time. What is access certification? So we understand, right? What is access review?
Yes.
Somebody was trying to ask any question. I heard
No.
I heard a lady voice. Or maybe some background. Okay. So now we understand the access review, right? Now, outcome of the access review is what? The report, which will tell to my manager that this is what your reportees are having access on. And this will also go to the application owners team. And this report will also go to the entitlements based owners also. Now, what they are supposed to do? They are supposed to look into the report. Now, once they look into the report, they will come to know that who is having access on what, whether it is required or not required. So they are supposed to take action on it. So that action is called access certification. Certification is the report says Ashish Gupta is having access on 3 different applications and he is the admin on 3 different applications and he is having all sort of accesses on these 3 applications. My manager reviewed and he said yes, it is required as far as the organization business is concerned, from the compliance point of view, from the regulatory standards point of view, this is required. So he says okay, approved. Then it goes to application owners team, they also said approved. Then it goes to entitlements, compliance, this and that, all sort of approvals got it. This is called access certification. I got the certificate at the last, I passed the final exam. If access certification is not done, it means there are some violation which has to be corrected. And who will correct it? IGA will help in correcting that. A formalized auditable process that certifies the access right on of the user, it's often the output or the formal attestation step of an access review process. This is called access certification. Whatever accesses you were having, they were right. Somebody has reviewed it. Somebody got the report, somebody certified it. Simple. This access certification ensures compliances. It could be any compliance, SOX, HIPAA, GDPR, or whichever ISO you are following in, or whichever geographical location you are into. Based upon that, it involves the auditable attestation from the reviewers that access is appropriate. This is important line. Involves the auditable attestation from the company, and it goes to auditors that they have attested it, all the reviewers has done the review, and the accesses what is available to any of the users, they are appropriate. It often a compliance mandate activity driven by internal and the external audits. So this is what the key aspect of your access certification is.
Ashish,
Now, yeah,
one quick question before you proceed. So in companies, like, will the governance team is the one who audits, or like it will be separate audit team and the governance team? So how that works? So
depending upon the company's industry. So let's suppose you are BFSI domain company, banking and finance sector related. So obviously there will be external, auditors who will come, and you have to get audited in each and every quarter. So they will come and ask you for all the audit reports, financially, non-financially both. If you are in manufacturing industry, obviously again, based on the industry type, there will be another sort of, ISO related compliance needs to be followed. So typically within your organization, IGA can help you, but outside your organization, depending upon your industry, auditors will come and have a look that please provide me all these audited reports within your company so that I can also mark it certified or non-certified.
okay, there is one more question. Like, so is the person has to know coding to be as part of the IGA, or like it's not needed or not mandatory? So
If you are developing the IGA, then yes. If you are testing the IGA as a component in one of the product company, yes, you should know it. But as far as you are supposed to use it, you should know how it basically functions.
okay,
Rather looking at the technicality of the which language you have used, what sort of a code you have written, what arrays you have written, what stack queues you have used, what data structure you have used, which language we have used, which database we have used, you shouldn't be worried that much. If you are going to be as an uh, using this IGA as a component, then no, you should not know the technicality of IGA as far as the tools are concerned.
okay, got it. Thank you.
Now, at the last, I have 4 5 lines in the table, which basically tells us what is access review and what is access certification. So sometimes during the interviews, this question is asked, what is access review and what is access certification? So now let me ask a question. Who is part of what? I mean, access review is part of certification or certification is part of review? Okay.
I think second one is the answer, I felt.
Access review is a part of access certification.
Who are ready for the interviews questions? Review is part of certification or certification is part of review?
Certification is part of review.
Yes, certification is the part of it.
Okay. Is that right?
Sir, once the review is all green, then only certification has been given. Otherwise, the review will be again reviewed by the owners. And when everything is green, then only it will give you a certificate. Just like that, you told that if the person will clear all his semesters, and then only their BTech degree will be given to the person. If he is not cleared, then again he need to wait for 6 months, clear the exam, then only certification will come. This is how what I understood.
Correct. So let's do one thing. Please note down this question, and we will discuss that in detail from whomsoever wants to come for the conversation during that particular session, and we will have a detailed understanding whether review is part of certification or certification is part of review. Is that a fair ask?
Yeah, sure.
1 week? Okay.
Okay, we will do our homework then.
Sure, buddy. Okay, so what is the purpose of having access review and access certification? Both are different, okay? Access review checks the accesses, whether they are appropriate as per your role and responsibilities. Access certification provides you the formal attestation from the compliance point of view. Access reviews can be on an ad hoc basis, can be executed periodically. Access certifications will be done once your access reviews are done, all the open questions answered, all the access review reports are clear, then only your access certification will be done. It could be quarterly, biannually, annually, whatever it may be, as per your business requirement. Driven by the risk based, as far as access reviews are concerned, they are risk based and business needs. Whereas access certification, they are from the compliance and audit requirement point of view. You have to be very, very clear understanding all these. Okay, what will be the outcome of access review? Review or update the accesses what someone is having. The outcome of certification is whether you are certified or you are asked to revoke the access. Access reviews, it could be optional. I'm not saying it is optional. I'm saying it could be optional. But access certification has to be mandatory as far as your IGA tools are concerned. So this you have to be very, very, very clear that what is the purpose, what should be the frequency, what is driven by, what is the outcome, what is the evidence, whether it is optional, mandatory, we should be able to understand this. And when we can understand this, when we understand what is access review in detail and what is access certification in detail. I hope I made the session interactive and we are able to, I'm able to make you learn something new.
Yeah, Ashish, Ashish, just a last question in access certification. Okay. So earlier you said that access certification means it will go for application owner approval or entitlement owner approval. So it means it will go approval process means when we trigger from the IGA tool side. Suppose if you trigger only certification for the manager review, then it will not go for the entitlement owner approval and on this thing.
That's
Then
correct. Yeah, so when I said that it could be where it is written, a combination of multi-level approvals can be done. So it could be manager, role, application, SOD, or multi-level. So you can have a combination of approvals here.
Yeah.
So you can have straight away approval mechanism, or you can have combination of those.
Yes, yes. Depending upon which type of certification activity you are triggering.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So I think we are, as per our timings, 15 minutes we have taken extra, though we started 12 minutes late. So we are on time. I'm ready to answer any open questions if someone is having. Else, we will meet in the upcoming session where I'm going to touch upon the today's question. Access review is part of access certification, or certification is part of access review. We will just go through with the recap what we have covered, And obviously, I'm going to cover next session risk scoring. Sorry, what is that one? Yeah, risk scoring and SOD. I'm not sure whether one session should be good enough for that, but I will try my level best to make sure that these two topics can be covered in a single session. So stay tuned for the upcoming session. Kishore will let you all know that when is the next session coming up, and I need to update the couple of slides to add extra information. I will add and present it in the upcoming session. I hope you liked the session, guys.
Yes, Ashish, and also just one quick
Yes, sir.
info. So if possible, please add the questions in between so that it would be more more knowledgeable. So
Okay. Questions in between.
I mean, like the question you asked, like certification is part of review and review, like that kind of things.
Okay. That I can do. Everything has pros and cons. Con would be a little extra time will be going with that, but I mean, I can consider that. That's a fair ask. I can certainly do that. Thanks.
Thank you.
What about my speed? Is it I am bit slow or I am bit fast or it is okay?
No, this is like definitely decent pace. So it's not too fast, neither too slow. So I mean, like from my perspective, it's fine. So it's individual perspective. So I don't want to comment on that. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else wants to give a feedback on the speed and the content?
Yes, Ashish. I think people are liking the way you're moving. The reason being, a lot of people might be having some idea about this, but actually they are getting their concepts they are getting clarity, and that is why they are liking the pace or the way you're explaining.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, so I mean, if no more questions, then I can hand it over to Kishore.
Yes. Yes, thank you so much, Ashish, for the very smooth session. Like time was passed very easily. I did not even realize that 1 hour was spent. Thank you so much for the session. And for everyone, the previous sessions of Ashish will be uploaded on the YouTube in the next week, and that will be made available by the end of next week. So stay tuned and join us for the next session of Ashish, and see you in the next session. Happy weekend, everyone. Thank you so much, Ashish, for the session.
Yeah, one final request to all of you. I mean, whenever somebody is taking a session and that session is getting recorded and getting uploaded on YouTube, the very first activity, in case you missed it, please go through with that. Do like or unlike or put your comments so that people come back. I mean, people like whomsoever is the presenter, they themselves will get a feedback whether something is required to be improved or not, or whether something went wrong or something went right, so that others can also take that as a note and proceed. Is It is basically for the next presenter, not just for me. It is basically for the next presenter. And why we are in this community? To help each other, right? To motivate each other or to improve each other. So please, wherever possible, uh, make sure that you are taking participation into the channels, whether it is on LinkedIn, whether it is on YouTube. Please be taking the participation into this. This is just my request. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ashish. Yeah, participation is must, Ashish. Whether you're right or wrong, it doesn't matter. Just participate. And finally, you're going to learn something out of it, right? So thank you all for the session, for joining, and thank you so much, Ashish, for the session. See you
Thanks a
next
lot,
weekend.
guys. Happy weekend.
Happy
Thank
weekend.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a nice
Yeah,
weekend.
bye.
Bye bye.